What's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video, another quick take. I got my main man, my partner, my brother.
If you don't know, now you know the most charismatic man in entertainment, the Prince of Fresh Air. Thanks for having me again.
Brother. So as always, we've got a situation that I think is a very necessary situation for us to discuss here on the quick take. And, I haven't seen anybody kind of mention the perspective that I'm going to bring to the table. So we've got an article courtesy of foxnews.com, which says Angela Bassett accused of being sore loser in viral Oscar moment after Jamie Lee Curtis's win. It says Angela Bassett did not reign victorious like her character Queen Ramonda from the Black Panther franchise at the 95th Academy Awards on Sunday. Bassett was nominated in the Best Supporting Actress category, but the award was given to Jamie Lee Curtis for her portrayal of Deirdre. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. And the critically acclaimed and Academy Award Best Picture winner, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. During the ceremony, cameras were focused on all five nominees as presenters Ariana DeBose and Troy Kotsur announced Curtis's name, much to her shock. Oh, shut up, she could be seen saying, okay. Cameras did not immediately cut away from the losing nominees, Hong Chow, Kerry Condon, Stephanie Sue, and Bassett, who did not look thrilled. Social media users immediately noticed that Bassett did not applaud or smile once Curtis was announced the winner and criticized the actress for being a sore loser. One user took to Twitter writing, Angela Bassett is an amazing actress, but the sore loser vibe. It would be great to see women supporting each other, even in the face of disappointment, especially during Women's History Month. And finally, another user was more critical, writing, Angela Bassett is a sore loser. I'm no longer a fan of hers. It actually makes me happier that Jamie Lee Curtis won. Now knowing that Angela Bassett had this hateful reaction. Hashtag Oscars. All right. Now I'm actually going to give my take first on this issue because after reading, these responses, I just gotta say this. All right. Now there's multiple different dimensions to the way that I feel about this. And I'm going to start off with the most prominent one. All right. Now, Jada Pinkett Smith, a couple of years ago, she had the whole, I guess, movement or campaign, Oscars So White. And if I could, I would tell her to restart the campaign and call it Oscars Still White. Now, I did not enjoy Wakanda Forever. I didn't. But, Angela Bassett carried that movie on her back. She did. And you remember me saying that, saying for months now. Like, if there was anything that I liked, of the few things that I enjoyed about that movie, it was Angela Bassett's performance. And since then, everybody's been saying, oh, she's got to win an Oscar for that performance. She's got to win Academy Award, an Academy Award for it. She's got to get all the accolades for, such a great performance, right? Now, here's my thing. Us as Black people, we need to stop putting so much emphasis and value on white accolades. Because here's the thing, they do not want to, acknowledge like the masterful performances that Black, men and women have constantly put on, throughout the decades. You see what I'm saying? And it's always been these situations where we are nominated and we are never awarded. All right. It's like how many nominations has Denzel Washington gotten and how many has he actually won? So we're good enough to be nominated, but not good enough to be awarded. And the narrative has not changed. It has never changed. So it's like, I almost expected this to happen. Like because I didn't watch the Oscars, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big Will Smith fan. And for those, listening or are familiar with my channel, you know why. So when I seen this on Twitter, I wasn't surprised. I'm like, yo, this is a white ceremony that they just allow Black people to attend. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm having, my own awards, and this is like, let's say like the Black Actor Awards, the white people are allowed to attend. Should they be, you see what I'm saying, surprised at the fact that Black performers are sweeping it? Because it's the Black freaking Actor Awards. You see what I'm saying? Except they just call it Oscars, but I know what it is. Now, 84 years ago, The first Black woman to ever win an Oscar was Hattie McDaniel for her performance in Gone with the Wind. Now, in 1939, that was when she actually won the Oscars. Do you know that she wasn't even allowed to attend the ceremony? 84 years ago. 84 years ago, Hattie McDaniels was not even allowed to attend the ceremony that she won the damn Oscar in. 84 years ago. People who are 84 years old, this happened in our lifetime. This was not 200 years ago. This was not 300 years ago. This was relatively recent freaking history. The same people that run the Oscars then are the same people that run it now. And if not the same exact people, the descendants of those same people. Because if these are righteous people, if these are people who are not inherently racist or prejudiced, they would have said, we don't care if this is a white-only theater. Hattie McDaniels is a recipient of our awards. She needs to attend. They could have pulled strings to allow her to freaking, receive her award in person, and she couldn't freaking do it. So the same thing that they did to freaking Hattie McDaniels is the same thing that they're doing to Angela Bassett. They're not going to acknowledge you. At the end of the day, stop, honestly, and I'm not saying, it's wrong to want to be acknowledged and stuff by your peers. I get that. But if you know what it is, then it's like, stop placing value on it because they're never going to give it to you. It's one of those things where they're dangling a piece of meat in front of your face, but they know for a fact they're never going to give it to you. And then your stomach's going to be hurting because you want that piece of meat. Yo, we need to start, again, creating our own Black Actor Awards. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it might not be something as, I guess, prestigious. And the only reason why Oscars and Academy Awards are so prestigious is because the United States is a white country. So, of course, their shit is going to be, the most prestigious. But again, that prestige is all subjective. It's all in the mind. It's only as valuable as the value that you place on it. So what I'm saying is she's not wrong for feeling away. But again, moving forward, we got to understand the types of people that we're dealing with. So if I know these sorts of people are never going to give me my just due or my credit, I'm going to go elsewhere where I am appreciated, where I am celebrated. Because Black people are not going to be celebrated the way that we deserve to be in the freaking Oscars. And I'm also going to segue it into music a little bit. Because in 1984, Michael Jackson swept the Grammys. This man won 8 Grammys in one night. I don't think any other artist has paralleled that. And then even if somebody did, I don't care. It was way harder for a Black artist to do that in 1984 than it is in the 2000s and the 2010s. So it doesn't even compare. Now, in response to that, because again, Grammys, it was created by white people. In 1988, Michael Jackson attended the Grammys, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's 1988. And that man did not win one Grammy. He did not win one Grammy for the Bad album, which arguably, from an artistic standpoint, surpasses Thriller from an artistic standpoint. This man did not win one Grammy. And I think the one that he did was some shit that he shared with Quincy Jones. So it wasn't even really his, in my opinion. I forgot which one it was. And freaking Michael Jackson looked like he was going to burst into tears. And you can YouTube this. Michael Jackson, 1988 Grammys. And then whichever one it says that he didn't receive any awards. And you can see the visual effect that not receiving, best album, of the year, not receiving best album of the year affected him. Just the way it affected Angela Bassett. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why you're so affected is because, freaking, you put too much value on it. Because there's no way the Grammys are going to want the same guy to sweep the awards again. Because you know who they gave it to? U2. Have you ever heard of the group U2 before? Do you know any of their songs?
No.
Yeah, but these people, they won freaking over Michael Jackson, best album of the year. Nobody talks about that album. But people still talking about the Bad album, though. So, again, stop looking to white people for validation. Because let me say something, just as an actor. This is the thing. Awards do not validate the performance. The performance validates itself. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a theater actor and, let's say you're on Broadway, bro, and you have like 20 performances and the audiences loved your performances. Every night you walk out, you sign autographs, you kiss babies, you shake hands, and everybody's like, wow, Percy, we loved your performance. It was great, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to feel like any less, like, are you going to feel bad about your performance just because you didn't win a Tony Award?
No.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So if people are saying how much they loved the performance of Ramonda in Wakanda Forever, why, why feel bad about the fact that you didn't get an Oscar? I feel like it had, the effect that it was supposed to have, because again, she carried that movie on her back. Chadwick Boseman would be proud. So that's my first, take on, this whole situation. But what are your thoughts, bro?
I get what you're saying. It's one of those things, like you said. First of all, for people who feel strongly about her not winning, she's in a superhero movie. We all know Oscars tend not to give them any type of award, but I will say I think they did win their first award, Wakanda Forever. Ruthie Carter won the costume design award.
Big whoop.
But yeah, but I mean, when it comes to acting stuff, we all know the Oscars. It's like with everything. I've talked about this. It's politics involved. Every nepotism. Jamie Lee Curtis is. I don't hate her as a person, right? But how many people saw that movie she did? Very few.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Look, like I said, no shade. Like you said, no shade to Jamie Lee Curtis. But yo, let's be real. Come on now. If I seen that movie today, right, and I compared her performance to Angela Bassett, it's hard to parallel that.
Right, but I mean, her father was in the industry, her mother's in the industry. Her father was an Oscar nominee actor. Her mother was an Oscar-winning actor. I mean, just look at it. Will Smith didn't win an Oscar until what? Last year. When he won it for King Richard. So
let me. I'm sorry, but I gotta say this too. See what they did to Will Smith last year? See, no, I'm not surprised. The only reason why that happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock, because we didn't talk about Chris Rock's garbage ass freaking Netflix special. But here's the thing, and I said this in my other two videos, but I'm gonna say it again. The only reason why that happened was because the people behind the Oscars, they allow Chris Rock to insult Jada Pinkett Smith in front of everybody, because you can't go to the Oscars and say whatever you want. They have cue cards. They got teleprompters for that. Because she attended the Oscars after slamming the Oscars and criticizing the Oscars years ago in 2016, saying hashtag Oscars so white. And then look what happened. They allow Chris Rock, of all people, to insult her, knowing damn well Will Smith was going to react on his night. So there always has to be some sort of asterisk on there. You see how they do black people.
Right. But, this is why, first of all, for people who are saying she's salty, she didn't deserve the one because of reaction. Look, at the end of the day, I would have felt the same way. And, it's one of those things where, one, she was in a superhero movie, so she wasn't going to win. And two, I do think, like you said, there needs to be a uproar in Hollywood about this, because it's been happening for decades. It's nothing new. We all know what's happening.
There does not need to be an uproar in Hollywood about this, because the uproar has been going on for decades now. This is not the first time that people have complained about black people not being, acknowledged and only being good enough to be nominated, not being good enough to be awarded. But you place value on other things that are for you, because they're looking. Of course, they're going to look out for their own people in a white ceremony. They're not going to give a white award to a black person over a white woman. They're not going to do that. So you got to take your talents elsewhere. Stop going there, because I want to be where I'm going to be acknowledged, valued, and celebrated. If these people keep showing me time and time again that they're always going to award this guy, a white man, over me, I'm not going to go there anymore. That's it. Because I'm the type of person where I don't want to keep complaining about the same thing over and over and over again. You know me. You see what I'm saying? I'm only gonna voice my concerns or my grievances one time. And if changes are not made, I'm going to go elsewhere. Because why? I don't want to keep having this conversation over and over and over and over again. Because what's going to happen next year? Viola Davis is going to be, nominated for some great masterful performance that she put on, and then they're going to give it to freaking, Barbara, whatever the last name is. Like, yo, stop. Like, let's just again make an adjustment. Okay, this is what's going on. All right, so what can we do So then we collectively feel celebrated because, again, we know America is a freaking racist country. That's what it is. And it extends to Hollywood. Black people are guests in Hollywood. We don't own Hollywood at all. We're not really, again, the shot callers and the gatekeepers. No, when we talk about gatekeepers, we're not talking about Black people. We're not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not something we're gonna just keep uproaring about, because we uproar about police brutality. How many changes have we gotten since then? So if we can't get changes for that, you think we're gonna get changes for entertainment? No, no, we're not. No, we're not.
But the problem is, people, like you said, Jada started the conversation, but it's like with everything. People start uproaring and then they get bored. They like, I don't really care that much no more, and that's the problem. If you want change, you can't call for change one day and then tomorrow be sitting on the couch waiting for it to happen. You got to keep continuing that thing. It's like, when I talk about the LGBT community, right? People may dislike them and hate how loud and boisterous they are, but that's one of the reasons why you turn around, everybody's an ally, everybody's looking out for them. Why? Because they made it so where their voices are loud. Black people need to do that too.
No, that is not true, because first of all, the LGBT community is not largely comprised of Black people. The LGBTQ community is a movement in a community that is comprised of multiple different people or ethnicity, races of people, and the lesser percentage is Black people. So again, when in a white country, of course you got a white movement, it's going to yield results because it's a white movement in a white country. We're talking about Black people, so the correlation it doesn't match up. It does,
because LGBT is still a minority.
Yes, it is. But the reason why it doesn't, because again, white people are listened to, Asians are listened to, even Latinos and freaking Middle Eastern Arab people. Black people are not listened to, because again, if Black people were the only ones who were homosexuals and gay and bisexual and all that other types of stuff, you think that they would have any rights in this goddamn country? No, they do not. No, they would not. That is a fact. So again, I'll say it one more time. If the LGBTQ community was 100% Black people, they would have no rights. And it would still be freaking, attacked, marginalized, all of that. Same-sex marriage would not even be a thing. The reason why same-sex marriage is a thing is because you had white men and women calling for the legalization of same-sex marriage, or for same-sex marriages to be acknowledged. So there is no comparison to what Black people ask for and what white people are asking for. It's a whole different ballgame. It does not match. It does not fit. Those are two puzzle pieces that do not fit, because again, white people, they get what they ask for. Black people, what are we asking for? Not a whole lot, and clearly we can't get it in all aspects of society. But again, as far as freaking, the entertainment industry is concerned, we're not going to get it, because people, like I said, people have been talking about this for a long time now, and nothing's changed. So again, pack up shop. If I was a white guy, and let's say, and I have a store, I have a business, would you come into my business knowing that you're not going to, all right. So they say a lot that, when Black people, they shop at, like these high-end stores, like maybe Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Barney's, or whatever these high-end stores are, right? And then they always say, like my favorite boxer said, how, he'll go into these stores and they'll help the white person, or they'll help white people, and they won't even ask him if he wants anything. So would you keep going somewhere knowing that they're going to treat you like second class, and the playing field is not even?
But that's the thing, though.
But answer the question, though.
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly. So if you know for a fact that every single year you can be nominated, but you will never, the chances of you actually receiving the award is very slim. The only way you're gonna get it is if the nominees are other Black people. Maybe you'll probably get it, but if they had to choose between you and Timothy, Chalamet, whatever his last name is, they're gonna pick him. They're not gonna pick you, bro. So why would you? Again, you can go, you can attend, fine. But if you already know what it is and you're not gonna be upset, what I'm saying is, I don't think people should be upset anymore, because it's just like, yo, what type of time that they're on. They're showing you how they feel. America has shown Black people how they feel over and over and over again. So it's the point where you should be numb to it at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
No, you're right. I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, like you said, they shouldn't be surprised. But again, it's one of those things where, even though you shouldn't be shocked, I mean, just because someone's going to be racist don't mean you don't call them out on it. But that's the thing. When it comes to, like you said, the war shows, right? every actor knows the Oscars, the Academy Awards is the highest honor you can achieve. So yeah, it may be one of those things where you may
Who
not
says it's
think.
but who says it's the highest honor? Like who said that? Who made that the best? White people. Who says? I can say, you know what I'm saying? The MDJ YouTube channel award is the highest. Why? Because I say so. That's why. But somebody could have no value for that. It's only as valuable again as the value that you put on there. I'm telling black people stop putting so much value on white awards. Stop doing that shit. Like I get it. Yeah, you want everything to be equal and stuff like that. But just take a look at American history. We in 2023, but shit is still the same. Like wake up. I get it. Like yeah, you could be upset. That's fine. But moving forward, I don't want people to still have the same complaints and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Because you can only, like somebody said, Isaiah Washington said, and shout out to Isaiah Washington. He said that, like this is like the Oscars slap all over again. And that's a fact. But people can only slap you in the face if you allow them to slap you in the face. If you're not there to be slapped, then you will never receive, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be disrespected because you're not allowing them to slap you in the face. Why? And you know how you not allow that? You don't place value on it anymore. An award is just an award. It is just that. Because it's like Prince said something, and this is something I just take with me in everything. It is a success upon creation. So whether or not people buy it, people support it, people acknowledge it, award it, whatever, the fact that again you've created it, it's a success. So again, the fact that Angela Bassett has put on such a great performance in Wakanda Forever, the fact that she has such a vast filmography of like again amazing performances, that's success. An Oscar is not going to make that any more or less, in my opinion. She's greater to me. Angela Bassett is greater than the Oscars. Will Smith is greater than the Oscars, because to me it's like freaking they said that Will Smith is not allowed to attend the ceremony for 10 years. Fuck them. Who cares? So what? I wasn't trying to go there anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like me, I would make my own goddamn awards because that's the type of guy that I am. Okay, cool. If you're not going to give me what I need, I'm going to figure out a way how I can get it for myself if need freaking be. So again, as an actor, sure, yeah, I go to the Oscars, I'll go to the Academy Awards, I'll sit there, I'll have that experience. But again, if I never get an award, it doesn't matter. Like Brian McKnight, one of my favorite R&B singers. This man has never won a freaking Oscar. I mean, not an Oscar, a Grammy. He's never won not one Grammy. And he was like, yo, who cares? Who cares? This man has what? Like what? I don't want to say 30 albums, but he's one of the artists that was able to fulfill his long-standing contract with his record label, where he's got again probably 30 albums. I would say like maybe 20. Let's say 20 plus. And he's never, for all the great songs that he's written and produced, they've never awarded him not once. He's been nominated so many times, but they've never given him not one. So what does that mean? That's just not. I don't care. Like I don't care. Like you know what I'm saying. Me personally, I don't care anymore. But I want people to start feeling that way too, because that's again, you create your own. Stop fucking going to white establishments trying to feel like you're gonna be treated like white people, because you're not. They're going to look out for themselves, and we need to start doing that. So again, if I was like a big time producer, gatekeeper, or some shit, or if I got Tyler Perry money or something, and I have a relationship with Angela Bassett, and then I see that she was hurt by the fact that she wasn't acknowledged the way that she feels that she should have. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, you know what? I never want to see another black actor, man and woman, ever feel that way again. So you know what? Let's all band together, or at least let me start it, because people are not going to band together at first. Let me start an award ceremony where we are acknowledged, valued, and celebrated. So I'm saying white people can show up, but guess what? They shouldn't be surprised that, again, we're giving the awards to each other, because y'all do that. So if I start doing it, don't get mad at me. It is what it is. Like, do white people go to the NAACP awards? Probably not. Probably not.
It's one of those things. Like, I get what you're saying, but again, when you look at it, when you're an actor, your profession, this is the highest award you can, even if you disagree, but this is the highest profession right now, highest award you can get in your profession. And yeah, Will Smith, you might feel like Angela Bassett is above it, but for them, winning an Academy Award, winning an Oscar may be the thing that sets them apart. So yeah, they may not, they may not need it so much as a starting actor who wants that level, but they have the money to, not be without it. But you never know. There's a lot of people walking around with a lot of money, but they still looking for that one award because they want that recognition.
Because they want to feel validated, but that's a problem. That's what I'm saying. Michael Jackson, again, to me is arguably the greatest entertainer of all time. And then this man, in 1988, in the freaking height of his career, was seeking validation from a white establishment, and then they knew that they did not want to give this guy any validation whatsoever. They're like, yo, okay, we gave you 8, but that's all you're getting, because most artists are lucky enough to get 1, maybe 2. He got 8. And then they said, yo, we're not allowing that to happen again. And then they gave him a joint Grammy between him and Quincy Jones. That's what I'm saying. So stop putting value on other people's shit. Get your own stuff. Because I wouldn't want to see Angela Bassett. Like, let's say if I met Angela Bassett tomorrow or some shit, I would be like, yo, like, Angela, if I have the means, I would make it so that way that would never happen to you or anyone else again. Remember when we talked about LeBron James, and then he said what? He was like, oh, you guys don't, y'all media don't ask me about, stuff that I feel like I want y'all to ask me about. So what did I say? I said, okay, create a scenario where the questions that you feel need to be asked are going to be asked. Create it. Take ownership. Take leadership. So I'm saying, because if you start now, then again, X amount of, years from now, then we'll have our own ceremony that, again, is, equal or parallel to what people view the Oscars. But if we keep going there, we will never have our own. So I don't want to hear Oscars, Academy Award. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear it anymore, because next year I want to see improvement. I'm gonna say this shit. Like, again, when I get up to that level, somebody asks me like, "Oh, how do you feel about the Oscars or Grammys?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool," but that, to me, that doesn't validate me as an actor. It doesn't validate, my career. The way that people feel about my work is all that matters to me. Yeah, they might can give me an award. Yeah, sure. But my career is still going to be my career, with it, without it or not, with or without it. All about moving forward. I'm all about moving forward, not staying in the same realm where we're complaining about the same shit and we're asking people that don't like us anyway. Yeah, we're there, but that don't mean they like us. Come on now. It's like, yeah, you like you could go to a public, business or some shit like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll probably serve you, but that don't mean they like you. I said about freaking, Ryan Coogler. I'm like, yo, this country has shown people, black people, over and over and over again. Ryan Coogler, we're talking about that. Yo, they don't like us. So why we keep running to them? That's like some Pimp hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Pimp don't love his hoes.
Well, the problem you're going to run into is, okay, even let's say we start our own award show, right? The problem is going to be how we're going to find someone who's going to financially back that.
That is absolute bullshit, because you got enough black billionaires out there. If that's what they want to do, they can do just that.
But they don't want to. That's the problem.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Just because somebody doesn't want to do something doesn't mean that it shouldn't get done. I can want to make a film. Just because people don't want to finance my film doesn't mean I shouldn't make the fucking film. That's why I said before. I'm like, yo, somebody's got to do it. Fine. If Oprah don't want to do it, if Tyler Perry don't want to do it, if whatever other black billionaires out there don't want to do it, that's fine. But again, it will happen at some point, whether they do it or not, because that's just the type of guy that I am. That's how you make change. That's how people don't change, but other shits can change. Yeah. So that's how you do it. You keep going there and you're getting abused and ignored, and you keep going over there. Can you really complain? I've been saying this analogy for a little while now, where I've been saying, if I give you a pair of shoes and you wear a size, let's say you wear a size 13, and I give you a fucking size 9 or a 10. If you keep wearing shoes that are not yours to wear, if you feel uncomfortable or if you're in pain and all the other types of stuff, it is your fault, because you keep wearing shoes that don't fit you. The Oscars hat or shoes, however you want to call it, it don't fit black people. That is a white hat. That is a white hat that black people want to wear for some freaking reason, because again, in a white country, that white hat is, again, the highest of the highest accolades. But I'm pretty sure abroad, actors don't care about Oscars abroad. They have their own stuff. Okay, but it's because we're black people and in a white country, we're using their shit because this is their country. You have to build some shit up for yourself. If you don't ever do that, then again, you're just always gonna complain. And if you want to complain, fine. But I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like me, I wouldn't even go. Who cares? I'm like, yo, well, all right, yeah, Will Smith is not allowed to go there for another 10 years. Who cares? I wouldn't want to go somewhere anyway that y'all allowed this weak ass, ugly comedian to say something, disrespectful, to my wife. And then like I'm the bad guy because I slapped him. Come on now. Let's be real for a second. That's what Malcolm X would say. Malcolm X would say the same thing if he was still alive right now. Martin Luther King wouldn't, but Malcolm X would.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like you say, yeah, we're gonna have to make our own thing, but at the same time, it's time people really start calling out these people.
But I'm saying though, we did already.
No,
they hear you and they do not care. You don't think they've heard these things before?
No, but hold on. But this is the same thing like with George Floyd, right? When George Floyd thing and the whole thing erupted, it didn't last no more than like 4 months. That if you're going to call out racism or something like that, you can't just do it for a short period of time and then go back chilling. Because what's going to happen is they're going to say, "Oh, you don't care." That's why police are still killing black people because they look at, "Oh, they're going to move tomorrow."
Whoa. So wait.
Let me rephrase it. Yeah, but that's why a lot of police are still getting off for killing black people. Why? Because when they see a George Floyd incident, they know people are going to uprise and they're going to yell and scream for a little while. And then they're going to go back home and they're going to turn on the TV and be distracted again. They're not going to care. I mean, look at the last situation we talked about, the young man that got killed, right?
Yeah, but
you don't hear nobody talking about that.
Yeah, but that's enough. Okay, because and let me correct that. All right, because that is completely wrong. I see what you mean by that, but you're way off. Now I'm gonna say this: the fact the chronic grievances that black people have in this country is not because we don't care. It's not because we complain for 4 months and then we stop and then no, what the fuck? First of all, it doesn't take that long, all right, for political change or like, systemic change to occur. Again, when you're in a white country and you are seen as a second-class citizen, you can complain for freaking 5 fucking years every single day. But when you're in a white establishment where they make all the rules and within their rules says that you're a second-class citizen, it doesn't matter how long you complain. I don't have to do anything if I create the rules. If my rules stipulate, I don't have to acknowledge you because you're a second-class citizen. My rules, you don't apply. You don't apply. That's what it is. So I get what you meant by that, but I'm not gonna sit here and let somebody say, "Oh, it's because people, are not talking long enough." It doesn't fucking matter. If you're talking
no.
4 months, 4 months is enough. But I'm saying, let's keep it to the fucking Oscars. I'm saying, if people have been saying this shit, the same fucking complaint since the fucking 90s, probably the 80s too. I went around, but I've heard shit like that in the 90s. That's long enough. That's 30 years ago. So people have been saying, we've constantly been snubbed for 30 fucking years. We've never stopped complaining about this shit. Just because you don't hear it doesn't mean that people are not fucking complaining. That's what I'm saying. So if you're coming to my fucking business and I determine the rules, I set the fucking rules of engagement. It doesn't matter what you fucking complain about. If I don't want to do anything for you, I don't have to do anything for you. This is what I'm saying. Black people need to create their own shit where their fucking rules apply and we set the rules of engagement. Because if you don't, you're always going to complain. And it has nothing to do with, we're supposed to complain for 6 months. We're supposed to do. No, it doesn't fucking work like that. Because we've been collectively complaining about shit and protesting and trying to make change or try to voice our fucking concerns for way longer than that. So let's not make it seem like police brutality is still a fucking thing in this country because we're not doing this shit long enough. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm calling bullshit on that.
No.
I'm the type of person again. Where, it's not. I'm all about let's not make it happen again. And if in the way you do that shit is I'm not going to these people no more. I'm not going to them any fucking more. Okay? Because what see, it's funny that she's playing a character named Ramonda, who is the queen of Wakanda. Ramonda in real life would not go to the Oscars. Would not go to the Oscars because that character, she would already know she's not going to be awarded. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing about it. Is that Angela Bassett didn't take enough of Ramonda with her because again, Ramonda wouldn't even show up. Ramonda wouldn't even show up. And I don't even think you've seen the movie. But in that movie, Ramonda knew what was up. She knew what was up. These actors, they play these pro-black characters, but they're not really pro-black in real life. You know what I'm saying? What you need is to take these characters with you. See, if I play, you know what I'm saying, fucking the King of Wakanda, fucking T'Challa, I'm taking that with me. I'm taking that in real life. Like these characters, their mindset should apply to the way that these actors deal with these real situations in real fucking life. But it's because, again, you got black sheep that are following a white fucking shepherd. So that's why, again, black people keep corralling themselves over to the Oscars and Academy Awards because they're following white shepherds. Until you have a black shepherd, we're constantly going to be moving in a white direction. We need to move in a black direction. Like, yo, until we have our own 100% ownership of black entertainment, of every fucking, of all facets of society where we set the rule of engagement, or we have say, or we could at least, you know, change the narrative, change the circumstances, and some shit is always going to be the same. We're going to be saying the same fucking thing next year. Because what did I say about Tyree Nichols? Yo, if certain legislation is not put in place, we're gonna be talking 6 months from now about the next. You know, unfortunately, like I said, I'm not saying I want to, but let's say if we did, we'd be talking. We'd be having the same conversation 6 months from now. But in a white country, I can ask for black legislation. That don't mean I'm gonna get it in a white country. No. How long did Asian people have to complain about the things that were happening to them during the fucking pandemic? Not that long, and they got some shit. Why? Because the rules apply to them. Rules. No,
but I will also say Asians. But some communities, if you attack an Asian, they all coming at you. If you attack a Latina, they all coming at you. The problem is we're not together like that. So yeah,
no. First of all, Asians in America are pseudo white people. Asians are literally in the like the bracket in the like how, you know, like the citizens are in America. Asians come right after white people. Asians and white people, they stick together. That's the thing. Let's not sit and pretend, freaking, you know, Chinese people or Asians are just a standalone community. No, white people look out for them. White people look out for Asians. That's the thing. Facts. That is 100% fact. So that's why they got this shit. Not because Asians are so fucking united. No, it's because white people look out for them. Nobody's looking out for black people like that. White people will assist Latinos. White people will assist Arabs and Middle Eastern people. They don't assist black people like that. And whatever we get, that shit is subpar. That shit is subpar. So like I said, I'm not having that. So the way that I won't have to talk about this shit no more is until we get our own Black Actor Awards. And they're there already. They're there. It's not like we didn't do this shit already. We have those. But instead, we put more emphasis on that. No, let's put the number one emphasis on NAACP awards and all those other, you know what I'm saying, freaking, you know what I'm saying, festivals and award ceremonies and stuff like that. But let's just strip the fucking, you know, value from them, because again, we're never going to get the recognition and the validation that we're fucking looking for. Facts. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Please be sure again to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.